Hi, it's Anna. And if you're here because of the title, yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. I banned my mother-in-law from seeing her own grandchild. And before you jump to conclusions, let me tell you everything. From the very beginning. Because trust me, this story didn't start with yelling or threats. It started with a baby name. A freaking baby name. So, I got pregnant last year. My husband, Nate, and I were over the moon. We'd been married for 3 years, just moved into a cozy little house in the suburbs, and we finally felt ready to start a family. I won't lie, I was that girl. The one who read all the books, downloaded all the apps, made Pinterest boards for nursery themes. Yeah, that was me. And then there was his mom. Deborah. Deborah is, how do I say this kindly, intense? I am the matriarch of this family type. Think country club energy meets I read one article on Facebook and now I am an expert vibes. She's not evil. Just a lot. I always tried to be polite, you know I mean, it's my husband's mom. Family is family, right? But even before the baby, she already had a habit of crossing lines. Like showing up unannounced. Or redecorating our guest room while we were on vacation because it needed a woman's touch. But when I got pregnant, it's like she leveled up. Suddenly, everything became her business. What I ate. How much I walked. What names we were considering. One day, maybe 5 months into my pregnancy, she called me while I was at work. And the call went something like this: "Hi, sweetie. I just thought of the most perfect name for your baby if it's a girl, Evelyn Rose. Isn't it just darling?" I chuckled. That's a beautiful name, Deborah, but Nate and I actually haven't. No, listen. Evelyn was my grandmother's name. And Rose was my middle name before I married your father-in-law. So it's family and classic. You're welcome. You're welcome. Like she just handed me a baby name wrapped in gold ribbon. I laughed it off at the time. I really did. But then she brought it up again. And again. Every time we saw her. At one point she said, I already had Evelyn monogrammed on a baby blanket I ordered. I just know you'll love it. I kid you not, I went home that night and told Nate, you better talk to your mom before she legally registers this kid behind our backs. To be fair, Nate did talk to her. Calmly, kindly. But she brushed it off like it was no big deal. I'm just excited. She's overreacting. But it wasn't just the name. She started giving me parenting books from the 90s. Told me I was being too soft. Said things like, don't pick the baby up every time they cry. You'll spoil them. And I get that people parented differently back then. I really do. But this was my child. My body. My journey. Things came to a head when she came over one day and started organizing our nursery, while I was napping. I came downstairs and found her putting away the swaddle blankets I had just folded. Oh, these shouldn't go here, she said. This system doesn't make sense. It was like someone rearranging your kitchen drawers while you're still cooking. I tried to stay calm. But something in me was starting to boil. Then came the baby shower. It was lovely, honestly. My best friend organized it at a little cafe with balloons and cupcakes and games. Nate's family was there too, including Deborah. And why all? She hijacked the gift table. She brought an entire custom-made cradle with the name Evelyn Rose carved into it. Dead center. I felt my heart drop when I saw it. The guests were oohing and aahing, and I just stood there smiling like a robot, trying not to lose it. After the shower, I told her gently but firmly that we'd chosen a different name. That we appreciated her thoughtfulness, but our baby's name was going to be Maya Grace. She gave me this tight-lipped smile and said, "Well, I guess I'll need to return a few things then." From there, the tension between us was unbearable. Passive-aggressive texts. Snarky comments about how some people don't appreciate family heritage. Eye rolls when she thought I wasn't looking. But I was 9 months pregnant. I didn't have the energy to fight. I just wanted to survive. When Maya was finally born, it was the most magical, exhausting, overwhelming moment of my life. She was tiny, perfect, and completely ours. And guess who was at the hospital 30 minutes after delivery with a camera and a giant teddy bear that said "Welcome baby Evelyn"? So, if you thought the whole name situation was bad, buckle up. That was just the prelude. After Maya was born, I honestly thought things might settle down. I mean, new baby, new beginnings, right? Yet no. Right after I gave birth, I was exhausted. We hadn't even been moved from the delivery room yet when Deborah showed up at the hospital. I swear she must have been camped out in the parking lot or something. She walks in like she owns the place, carrying this huge teddy bear that said "Welcome baby Evelyn." Let me repeat that, Evelyn. I looked at Nate. He looked at me. We didn't say anything in front of her, but I swear I could feel my blood pressure spike. She took one look at Maya and went, "Oh, she looks just like a little Evelyn." Then she pulled out her phone. "Smile, Grandma's girl." Snap. 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 Photo after photo. Mind you, I still had the 4 in my arm. I hadn't even showered. My baby was barely 2 hours old. I didn't want her photo blasted anywhere yet. Nate politely told his mom, "Please don't post anything yet. We haven't even told all our friends." And she goes, "Of course, sweetie. I'm just sending a few to the family." Lies. That woman pressed upload faster than I could press the nurse call button. We get home 2 days later and Nate shows me her Facebook post. It had 50+ comments already. She posted, "Welcome to the world, Evelyn Rose 2 hearts, you've made Grandma so proud already." With a slideshow. Multiple photos of Maya. One of me, asleep in the hospital bed, mouth open, double chin and all. I was mortified. And the worst part, everyone in the comments was congratulating her like she gave birth herself. "She looks just like you, Deb. Can't wait to meet baby Evelyn." No mention of me. The actual mother. I was shaking. I asked Nate to handle it because I knew if I called her, I would scream. And I didn't want to be that daughter-in-law. He called. She cried. Like full-blown guilt trip waterworks. I was just so excited. I didn't mean to upset anyone. But she didn't take the post down. Instead, she edited it to say Maya Grace but Grandma calls her Evelyn winking face. I was livid. I texted her, "You are not to post any more photos of Maya without our permission." Period. She didn't respond. Just heart reacted to the message. Like this was some group chat. Weeks go by. Every time we see her, she calls Maya Evelyn under her breath. If we correct her, she pretends she misspoke. But it kept happening. She kept dropping hints about how her friends love the name Evelyn. How it's so much more graceful than Maya. How it has family roots. And she always emphasized that family roots. Like Maya wasn't really part of the family unless she had a name Deborah approved of. Then came the moment that broke me. Maya was about 3 months old. Nate had a work emergency. I was running on zero sleep. Deborah offered to come help for the afternoon. I hesitated. But I was desperate. I needed a shower. A nap. A second to breathe, so I said yes. I handed Maya over, gave Deborah her feeding schedule, and said, "Please don't leave the house. Call me if you need anything." I went upstairs and passed out for 2 hours. When I came down, they weren't there. The house was quiet. Empty. I panicked. Called her. Straight to voicemail. Called again. Nothing. Then I get a text. Took Maya for a quick checkup with my pediatrician. Just wanted to make sure everything's going well. Excuse me, I lost it. What kind of person takes someone else's baby to the doctor without telling the parents? I felt like my stomach dropped out of my body. I couldn't even cry, I was too shocked. 15 minutes later, she walks in with Maya like nothing happened. Smiling. She's perfectly healthy. He says she's ahead of the curve. I didn't even let her finish. Deborah. Get out. She looks stunned. What? You took my child without my permission. You didn't answer your phone. You violated every boundary I've ever set. You are not welcome in this house right now. She started sputtering about how I was being dramatic, how she raised 3 kids and knew what she was doing. And I said, exactly. You raised your kids. Maya is mine. And if you can't respect that, then you don't get to be around her. Nate backed me up, by the way. 100%. He was horrified when I told him what happened. We both agreed, no more solo visits. No more helping out. Everything would be on our terms from now on. Deborah cried, begged, sent long Facebook messages about how we were cutting her out. Said I was turning her son against her. Said she was just being a good grandma. But good grandmas don't disrespect boundaries. They don't post baby pictures to social media like it's their trophy. And they sure as hell don't kidnap the baby for a surprise doctor's visit. So yeah. That was the moment I said, enough. We told her she wasn't allowed around Maya without one of us present. And we meant it. Was it harsh? Maybe. But honestly, I don't feel guilty. Not even a little.